Can I have a motion to reconvene back to public session?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara.
Yes.
Mrs. Miga.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Schoner.
Yes.
Ms. Dye.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening once again. Jessica, good evening to you. You requested what's referred to as a Donaldson hearing, which really under the statute an informal hearing, but it's your opportunity to present whatever you want to the Board of Education and to have any witnesses you want, present anything they want to the Board of Education, or submit any type of documentary evidence to the Board of Education. So you're on.
Okay, I'm going to start. Good evening, Mike.
You have to go up to the microphone and state your name and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're on TV.
Sorry, yeah.
No, that's okay. No
Yes, we
problem.
think you are.
A little weird, but okay. My name is Antoinette Blaustein. I'm a consultant with NJEA. I'm here representing Jessica Ingracia. I have some packets for you, which I'll give you when I'm done speaking before she starts speaking. Jessica has had a really positive experience in the Cedar Grove School District. She returned before the end of the school year after 2 maternity leaves, and she has maintained that same high level of dedication, care, and concern for her students. Her transition back to teaching from those leaves was seamless, and I hope you get the opportunity and really get an understanding of how well she's done since she's returned by what she has to say tonight. We are going to present some people to speak on her behalf. I'm going to give you now some information, hopefully that will help in your decision.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
As well. And I'm going to give you my card. I don't know if you need it for the record.
Great, thank you, yes.
Okay, I'll let Jessica speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have to go up there.
Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Featherman and Board of Education for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. Being here tonight is not comfortable and not easy, but I have to say what I'm feeling. I'm here because I know I am an excellent teacher who cares about helping children who find learning difficult. My name is Jessica Ingracia, and I'm currently a 4th grade inclusion teacher at South End School. I'm here tonight to ask for your support in reconsidering the decision for not rehiring me next year. The news of not being rehired on May 14th was a heartbreaking, shocking discovery without any previous discussion. I came to Cedar Grove in 2016 as an instructional aide. The district emergent hired me as a part-time teacher, and then I became full-time. I have taught special education students in grades 3 through 5 and ESY. The past 4 years have included highlights of my professional life and personal life. I've had 2 beautiful children, made wonderful friendships with colleagues, and I've taught some of the most special and memorable children in my career that I will never forget. Returning from maternity leave on March 1st, I entered into a new co-teaching environment with a colleague I had never taught with before. I was excited to be back at South End and to meet my new class, whom I visited a week prior to returning. After 18 days, I had my first observation in science, a program new to all 4th grade teachers last year. 15 days later, I was again observed in science, and 7 teaching days after that, minus spring break and New Jersey Student Learning Assessment days, observed in social studies. During this time, we have been spending the majority of our days preparing students for the New Jersey Student Learning Assessment. No one observed me teach math or ELA, where the majority of my differentiating and small grouping occurs. As a special education teacher in an inclusion classroom, I am concerned with the progress and modifications my students need to succeed. Most of my time is spent modifying and assisting these students daily in the classroom. I was not given the proper time to even try to enhance my whole group teaching, and this was the first time in 4 years I was ever given suggestions after a lesson. Every evaluation I have had in Cedar Grove has been positive, effective and highly effective, with all summatives being effective and highly effective. I have provided copies for you. More importantly, my evaluations have highlighted the positive qualities and passion I have for teaching. Consistently push the student to strive for higher standards. Uses a variety of instructional strategies and resources. uses effective questioning, commended for her differentiation of the lesson, addressing and reinforcing individual pacing and remedial or accelerated learning needs, used a variety of relevant instructional strategies. Yes, there have been constructive comments, and I welcome them to grow as a person and educator. Never once was a major concern or corrective action plan brought to my attention in the area of instructional delivery. If there was such a concern, I would have done anything to fix it. I take my job very seriously and believe I have made a difference in the lives of my students. As some of my past parents have told me, I hope you know that you are truly a blessing in our lives, and we thank you for everything you have done for us. I have been bragging to everyone about you and how amazing he's doing in your class. I have seen such a difference. Mrs. Ingracia made learning fun, and without realizing it, my daughter learned and excelled. You always go the extra mile. You are incredibly patient and skilled at breaking down complex subjects to help our son better understand. My son is thriving in the middle school because of Mrs. Ingracia, and he has confidence in his schoolwork that he never had before. I left each meeting and conference knowing that my son was in good hands. I know that we need more teachers like Mrs. Ingracia in our schools. There is no other profession I can see myself doing. As a community of educators and parents, we encourage children to follow their dreams and always try their best. That is exactly the message I am trying to send by being here today. This is not about tenure. I would work another school year without it if I needed more time to improve. This is about not being treated fairly or being given any options to stay in the district. Sorry. I would move schools, switch grades, and teach with a mentor if needed. The reason of my letter is extremely unfair to an educator like myself who has been a professional in your district. If I have to find another teaching job, that reason makes it very difficult for me to move forward. I want to thank my students' parents, especially Mrs. Teresi, Mrs. Farrow, Mrs. Netting, Mrs. O'Connor, Mrs. Bannicky, and Ms. Laurent for writing letters of support. I am also so grateful for my colleagues, especially the ones here tonight, who have uplifted me during this time with their sincerity and friendship. It truly means the world to me. I walk away today knowing that I did the best I possibly could, I gave my all, and I cared for your students and children. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kate Conover, and I teach 4th grade at South End School. As an educator in Cedar Grove School District for the past 16 years, a community I'm proud to serve, I felt compelled to come tonight to support my colleague and friend, Jessica Ingracia. One of the things that we do on a daily basis as teachers, I have my colleagues Lauren Reed and Elisa Alberto here, is to talk to children on a daily basis about doing the right thing, being respectful, problem solving, standing up for each other. I feel that I need to be an example for my students, for the children in my classroom, and I felt really that it was important that I was here. Jessica Ingracia came back to school on March 1st. It was a seamless transition. She was a breath of fresh air. She is an incredibly professional young woman, organized to a fault. I don't know what I'm going to do without her, to be honest. And I really just wanted her to know, I mean, we had some conversations. She mentioned about support and uplifting. She's been incredibly supportive. She is a passionate educator. She is dedicated to this profession. She is an asset to this school district. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris Cannella, President of the Cedar Grove Education Association. This is one of the most difficult things to do in the work that I do here. And again, I represent over 210 members of the Cedar Grove Education Association, the certificated staff, the secretaries, the custodians, the paraprofessionals. And I'm asking that this board, with all due respect to the administration's recommendation, give this teacher, give Jessica a chance. From my understanding, she doesn't get tenure till February and has time to make any corrections or any action plan can be put in place. And if that stuff is not followed through on her end, there's still a way to rectify the situation. And I think we should, in this case, take that chance. This is a teacher who has, from my understanding, and again, I don't know every one of the 210 members that I represent personally, but it is a small district, and I do talk to the teachers, the ones who work around her, the ones who work with her, and there's quality, and I think that we have an opportunity here, and I know it's not the best of situation that if it doesn't work out that you have to get a new teacher in the middle of next year, but it has happened here before, recently, where I know of a teacher who was put on a plan going into their tenure year, and it worked out. So I ask you to please consider that for our member here, and again, the Cedar Grove Education Association supports her. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? That's a no? Okay, thank you. We'll close this.
Okay, I close this hearing, and can I have a motion to reconvene back into exec?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mrs. Miga.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich,
Yes.
Mr. Shoner,
Yes.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. All right, we will be reconvening to exec.
20 minutes?
Sure, for approximately 20 minutes.
And the board will take action on the balance of the agenda. The board will take action on the balance of the agenda when they come back out.
Probably not on this.
Exactly what he said.
I don't know that.
Pardon me?
I don't know that.
So we'll stick around.
Can I have a motion to reconvene back to public session?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mrs. Miga.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner,
Yes.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. Is there any board member that has a motion to make? All right, the meeting is open to the public for comment on items on the agenda. Seeing none. Okay, committee reports. Good evening.
Good evening.
Anybody go anywhere? See anything?
Yes, I went to the high school academic awards last night, and it was the first one I've ever been to, and it was excellent. The students are outstanding, and I have to commend the teachers on the details and the lovely speeches that they gave about their students. It was really very nice. I enjoyed it.
Very nice.
Yeah. That's it.
Really?
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 We had talked about it last
Were you
time.
under the weather?
You
It's been a whole week.
I know. I
He
have
is under
nothing.
the weather.
I got nothing.
All right.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on then.
Has been nothing but rain.
Okay. We don't have any board presentations. Moving on. From the Office of the Business Administrator and Board Secretary under Business, can I have a motion for B1 through B2?
So moved.
Second.
B1 is a motion to approve the following security proposals, and B2 is a motion to approve a negotiating construction bid below. Any discussion?
No.
No.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mrs. Miga.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner,
Yes.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. From the Office of the Superintendent of Schools under Personnel, can I have a motion for S1 through S5?
So moved.
Second.
Everybody said second.
Sorry.
S1 is a motion to affirm the superintendent's report on harassment, intimidation, and bullying from May 23rd. S2 is a motion to authorize attendance at the following events. S3 is a motion to approve the following as a school volunteer. S4 is a motion to approve the Cedar Grove Public Schools Comprehensive Equity Plan for the school years 2019 through 2022. And S5 is a motion to approve the Statement of Assurance for the Comprehensive Equity Plan for the 2019-20 school year. Any discussion?
No.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mrs. Miga.
Yes, but I abstain from S1,
Yes.
I think.
Mr. Pervulovich.
I abstain from S1, yes to everything else.
Mr. Shoner,
Yes.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. Under contracts, can I have a motion for S6?
So moved.
Second.
S6 is a motion to approve the following contracts for special education students as recommended by the Director of Special Services for the 1920 school year. Any discussion?
No, ma'am.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DeChara.
Yes.
Mrs. Miga.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner.
Yes.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. The meeting is open to the public for comments on items on or off the agenda. Seeing none. Announcement of future meetings. June. Crazy, right?
It's insane.
It really is. Where did the year go? Except here, behind the table. How many times? All right, future meeting, June 18th, which is right at the end of the school year. We're back to normal time, 6:30 executive, 7:30 regular, and then our summer meeting, well, one of many, July 23rd, same time, same place. Anything else?
No.
All right, can I have a motion to reconvene back to executive to discuss a personal matter?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DeChara.
Yes.
Mrs. Miga.
Yes.
Mr. Pervulovich.
Yes.
Mr. Shoner.
Yes.
Mrs. Dye.
Yes. We're reconvening to exec. Have a good night, everyone.